Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing good today, and thanks for taking a couple minutes out of your day to tune into the channel. Much appreciated. Sort of a nasty cold day here in Missouri. Woke up this morning, it was snowing pretty hard, blowing, just nasty out. And in the office working on these Fish of the Moment Lake Map breakdowns, and I want to take a couple minutes here and do today's video. And I got thinking, I don't know if you guys have seen it. There was one of the anglers at the last MLF tournament had a boat wreck on Smith Lake, and it got me thinking about boat safety and really how dangerous boats are. And I sort of wanted to tell you guys a little bit of history of close calls I've had over the years, and maybe sort of help you guys avoid any things like that would come up. But first of all, when you're talking about bass boats, man, I'm sort of a grandma when it comes to driving a boat. I think going slow and being safe is the way to go. Not only for just safety's sake, but also for your body. I mean, driving crazy and driving, fast in rough water you're going to have back and neck problems if you do it for a long time. I can promise you. There's so many bass pros out there that right now are all hobbled up after riding like idiots in rough water for 20 years. So from that standpoint, it's to your benefit to just drive like a grandma a lot of times out there, as far as driving slow. But I've seen it all, man. I've been in tournaments where there's been guys killed in boat wrecks. I've seen boat wrecks. I've seen near misses on boat wrecks. I've seen about everything that you can imagine from fishing professionally for 35 years on the water all over the country. And one of the things I'll tell you right off the bat is that bass boats are not given the credit they deserve for being dangerous. Bass boats are extremely dangerous. They're extremely dangerous when you drive them fast. I don't care how good a boat driver you are. When you're driving a bass boat 60 plus miles an hour, there are so many things that can go wrong that you simply don't expect. I mean, I've been running down the lake wide open before, and I've hit floating logs that were 3 inches under the water that you couldn't see and sheared my lower unit off. You never know when there's going to be a rock sticking out of the water or a rock just under the surface. There's just a lot of dangers out there that a lot of people just don't give them credit for. They just don't. On top of that, other anglers around you, boat wakes that come in, I mean, out of nowhere. There's a lot of stuff out there. And most people out there that have issues or incidents with their boat, it has to do with driving too fast. Most of the time, not all the time. And I see it so many times about people driving too fast with their motor trimmed out too far and not paying attention to the waves from another boat or whatever that's coming their way. A lot of times, if you're on a fairly calm lake and you got some big cruiser, that's a quarter mile away from you, it'll throw off these big rollers that you can't really see until you're right up on them. And I've seen so many guys almost getting bad wrecks because they hit these things going too fast, too trimmed up. But I just wanted to give you some experiences I've had, and sort of tell you, I've only had one incident that I really felt was close in my entire career. I'm pretty proud of the fact that, I've had a 100% safety record in my fishing over 35 years. I've never had a boat wreck. I've had a lot of compliments from my partners about driving in rougher water. So I take pride in that because I think it's really important. But I wanted to share you with the story of the closest incident I ever had, which maybe it'll help you, avoid the same situation, because it could have been bad in my situation too. But I was fishing a FLW tournament on Lake Toho, and this was in 2000 and it wasn't that long ago. It was 2015 or 16, 2015, 2016, something like that. And I had qualified for the top 10. I finished in the top 10 in that tournament, and it was the second day. Yeah, it was the first day of the top 10 tournament. And what the deal was, I qualified in 10th position. So on the top 10 day on Saturday, they had us each go out single file. Like boat 1 went out first, boat 2 went out second. And what you had is we had a camera boat assigned to us. Every single one of us had a camera boat. So what you'd had Boat number one went out, and then right behind them, right behind boat number one, boat number one's camera boat was following them. And then you had boat number two's camera boat. And the rules were, they told us that we could not leave sight of our camera boat because our camera boat was our observer because we didn't have anyone in the boat with us. So, so they told us that you guys have got to stay in sight of your camera boat driver all the time. So anyway, I'm boat number 10. So everybody else is heading out in front of me. And so I got, they got close to calling my name, and boat number 9 went out, and then boat number 9's camera boat went out, and they took up on plane. And then, after they got a safe distance away, I took out on plane. So I get up on plane, and I'm only going like 30 miles an hour. I'm going right in the line with everybody else. And I'm looking around and I can't see my camera boat driver. And it's like, where did that guy go? He's supposed to be right on my butt. And I couldn't see him anywhere over there. It was like, so I'm looking, I'm on plane, and I'm looking, and then I'm looking in front of the boat. I'm trying to, look everywhere. And I turn around and I look over there, and I can see, for some reason, he's like 100 yards off to the right of me over there, or something like that. No, off to the left of me. And it's like, what is that guy doing over there? So anyway, once I see him, I'm sort of waving like that. And I waved at him, and I looked up in front of the boat again, and the camera boat driver that was behind boat number 9, for whatever reason, this dude just stopped his boat he just took this boat off plane, and he was sitting right in front of me. So I'm heading like 30 miles an hour straight for this boat that had just, for whatever reason, he just stopped it dead right in front of me. And I just looked up in time to I just cranked the wheel as hard as I could to the right and nailed it. And I only missed running into the back of his boat by probably, 2 feet. I mean, it was super, super close. And it happened just that quick, guys. I'm telling you, it's like I took my eye off the front where I was going for literally 2 to 3 seconds. And if I hadn't looked up at that time, I was going 30 miles an hour, I'd have ran over his motor. I think that, it wouldn't have, the boat wouldn't have hit him, but I would have nailed his motor. So anyway, that's how quick it can happen. And it just, obviously, it really shook me up, because it was like, it could have been really bad, even though I didn't even touch him. It could have been really bad. But my point is that's how easy it happens. You don't even have to be going fast out there for that to happen. And I think everybody out there has had close calls. So the advice that I'd give everybody is that when you're out there, just be aware. And when you think you're aware, make sure you're even more aware. Don't take chances. Don't do stupid things that you think is going to save you a minute or two here and there. Don't cut corners unnecessarily. Don't go across areas too fast that are sketchy. Don't run too fast in rough water. And especially when you're taken out in the morning, and everybody's adrenaline's pumping, everybody's excited, and everybody thinks they've got to run balls to the wall to the first spot. And you know how crazy it is. If your boat 140 or something, and you get in a line behind 140 boats, you've got waves crisscrossing, going everywhere. You got nuts trying to pass you on right and left, that have faster boats. Just tap the testosterone down, man. Just slow down, keep your eyes open, and just, take your time to get to your spot. And like I said, I've driven boats for over 50 years. I got millions of miles behind a bass boat, driving every condition. And like I said, that's the only encounter I've ever had. And it was one of those encounters you never thought you would have, because I didn't expect somebody just to shut down right in front of me when they knew I was right behind them. And stuff like that can just happen in a split second. The accidents that you can have can come at times where you don't expect them. So just be aware, stay alert all the time, and don't take any unnecessary risks. So anyway, just wanted to pass that tip along to you guys, and hopefully maybe it'll save somebody having an accident out there at some point. And just want to let you guys know that. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back soon with another one. See you.